Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm Kanisha. Today I'm here to talk about Warrior Nun Season 1, Episode 7. And this was actually, I think this is my favorite episode so far. If you've watched my other videos, or watched my previous video specifically, you'll know that I had some a little bit of negative feelings about the show up to that point. You can go ahead and watch that video, and I expressed that I wasn't excited about the series so far, but this episode I felt like the action was, like there was actually some action. I felt like the plot was moving forward. So yeah, I was digging this episode way more than any of the previous episodes. But I didn't mean to start on a kind of negative note, but I have to talk about Cardinal Duretti. If you watched my previous videos, you know I'm not a fan of his. And this episode, he continues to get on my nerves. It seems like he did not care one bit that Lilith died. He brought in all these reject sisters to replace the ones that we know and love. He didn't even give their reassignments like himself. He made Mother S do it. And I personally just feel like if you're gonna be a good leader, you need to do those kinds of things on your own, like do it yourself. So my feelings towards him just are not getting any better, any more positive. And I mean, he probably killed the Pope. Like, I don't think any of us should be surprised if he had something to do with it. Just like it seems he is very much involved in what happened with Shannon. So just like, I've been trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I've been trying to be open to him as like a good guy. But every episode so far, it's just like, at this point, it's just not going to happen. And he's going to be like an antagonist for our main group. And that's just is what it is. I feel like I don't need to continue to try to be open to some sort of change in his character or like how he's portrayed in the show so far. I guess it's just not gonna happen. And I do wonder, this probably won't happen considering the number of episodes there are, but I've wondered why he joined the church. It seems like, I think it's obvious that he's very ambitious and wants more power. Is that why he joined the church? Was he, like, I'm curious to know, like, what's up with his backstory and why he is the way he is, but it maybe doesn't matter for what the show, like, wants to be and the kind of story that the show is going to tell. But me, I'm personally interested in, I just feel like the only way that I could like him is if we learn his backstory and maybe he's got some, like, tragedy in his history that makes him the way he is now. But for now, I'm gonna try to not I'm gonna be more close-minded basically with him. I tried to be open, but he's just a bad guy, and I'm just gonna have to learn to be okay with that. Look, I tried, okay? I tried, but it ain't happening. And there's, 3 episodes left? Nah. Okay, so Duretti is a bad guy. Feels like that's been firmly established so far. And to continue with the trend of him being a bad guy, we learned from Shannon's book that Duretti is aware of some power in the Vatican that is anchoring demons to Earth, and he wants to use it for himself. This brings up a lot of questions for me. So where did the power come from? Like, who made it and why? Like, was it somewhere else and it's been moved to the Vatican? Is it even something that can be moved? Was it always at the Vatican? Like, I mean, really, my main question is who made it? And I'm guessing it's made by some kind of celestial being. There's so many questions. I also wonder, like in this episode, I think they said it was a tool, or maybe it was just it's a power, and I wonder, is it like some inanimate object, or could it be a being that has the power to keep demons in this realm? And if it's a being, I wonder if, like, I had this image of like a little cherub that's just chained up in the Vatican, and their job has to do with demons. But there's so much there, so many questions, and I don't actually think we'll get to know the answers in this season. It's just that there's 3 episodes, and I think I'm gonna be upset if the first 6 episodes were pretty slow, in my opinion, and this episode, the pace picks up. And if they're gonna try and end this season by solving the power at the Vatican, by handling Duretti, if they're gonna cram all of that, battle and conflict and resolution all in the next 3 episodes, I'm not gonna be very happy. I don't think I will be. Maybe it'll be done very tastefully, but if all of this conflict is solved in this season, like even the stuff with Dr. Jillian and her son, if all of that is resolved this season, the first 5 or 6 episodes, I don't know that they can figure all of this out in the next 3 episodes. I mean, maybe the episodes will be longer to handle all of this, but I just can't imagine that all of this will be dealt with this season. I feel like some things just have to go over into next season, and I can't imagine this power at the Vatican being resolved so soon. The first 6 episodes were so slow to me. Oh, well, okay, I'm gonna try not to dwell on all of that, but I like this episode that the pace picks up, and I hope we keep at this pace, keep getting answers relatively steadily at this rate. So there's a lot going on, and I hope we get some answers very soon. And the power that at the Vatican that was revealed this episode is very intriguing. And of course, the church was using this power to their benefit. And I mean, Dr. Jillian mentioned the church keeps secrets for itself, and it reminds me of the conversation she had with Duretti at her art tech party or presentation or whatever. So yeah, the church is keeping these secrets for their own benefit, and apparently Duretti wants to specifically use this power for his own benefit, seemingly against the church's will. At least that's what I think is happening or going to happen. He wants to use this power specifically for him and not on behalf of the church or for the church's benefit. And this sort of revelation actually reminds me of the character Light Yagami from Death Note. And if you're unfamiliar, Yagami is like a high school kid, and he discovers this mystical, supernatural book that allows you to kill people by writing their name in the book, and there's some other rules, but basically he finds this book, he reads the rules that are on the inside, he tests it out and it works, and then he begins this crusade of becoming a god, and he wants to rid the world of evil, and he starts, killing criminals by using this Death Note. And I wonder, Colonel Duretti is sort of giving me the same kind of vibes. I don't know what the power is or what it's fully capable of, but I just wonder if Duretti is trying to become a god and use this power in the Vatican to fulfill his own personal goals. And I don't know if he's gonna try to judge people on Earth and smite them or something, or send the people he doesn't like to hell, kind of like what Yagami sort of ended up doing. So Duretti, I'm getting those vibes from him. And I was also thinking of Syndrome from The Incredibles. Could Colonel Duretti use this power in the Vatican to create problems that he's going to be the hero of? Again, furthering my dislike of him. But yeah, all those kinds of other characters are kind of what ran through my head as I was watching this episode and taking notes. So I don't know if that's I don't know what the power is. I don't know what it can do. So maybe being Light Yagami or Syndrome, maybe it's really not even possible. But the ideas just came into my head, and those characters were basically villains. So Duretti is looking like he's on the same level with them, and I have no idea what he's after. I'm sure we'll find out. But man, this guy, I'm very much looking forward to what his end game is. Whatever it is, it's not going to be good for humanity. So yeah, that's my trashing of Duretti for this episode. I think I'm just don't like him, and I'm so ready for him to be gone from the show. He's not on the level of a Joffrey from Game of Thrones. He's not even close. But I really don't like him and want him to be gone. He doesn't care about the mission of the OCS. He just wants, he brought in those reject sisters because they'll listen to him and they're seemingly loyal to him. I'm just over him. So we also see that Ava is out looking for Dr. Jillian, which I was very surprised about. I did not think that she was going to seek out Dr. Jillian. I thought she would either go directly back to the church or roam the world trying to find answers about who she is and what she wants to do, who she wants to be. The latter would not have been very good for TV, but I thought that was more possible than her going straight to Dr. Jillian. But she's at Art Tech. Dr. Jillian makes a deal to science her and do experiments and figure out what she's capable of, but of course she doesn't. Dr. Jillian uses Ava to try and power the portal. This thing with the portal is really interesting to me because we learned that Ava isn't strong enough to power the portal that Dr. Jillian made. So in my mind, I'm thinking, if Ava isn't strong enough, if the halo isn't strong enough to power it, then what could? And I got to thinking, well, okay, I mentioned that there might be a cherub chained up in the Vatican earlier this video. And when I had this idea of what a cherub is. You know, it's like the little baby with wings. And I wanted to actually look up the definition. So I Googled it, and I learned that there was something called a celestial hierarchy. So that piqued my interest. So I looked that up, and it turns out that in the Catholic religion, along with some others, there is a ranking of angels, and there are different categories of angels, and the higher ranking angels have more power and authority than the lower ranking angels. So I hope we get to see whether or not that will be pulled into the show. I think if Ava is an angel, which I do think she is, I've said that in previous videos, the halo chose her, she got resurrected, I just think she's an angel. So if she's a lower ranking angel and can't power the portal, could we see a higher ranking angel, and could there be an attempt to use that angel to power the portal? Well, I do think, based on what we learned with Michael, I think that the power at the Vatican could be a higher ranking angel, and maybe Dr. Jillian would be interested in trying to see what it is, do an experiment, and use that greater power to go to paradise with her son. So it's something I hope we get to see. I hope we get to see more of the spiritual, supernatural, fantastical elements in this show. Those kinds of stories are right up my alley. I love that kind of stuff. So we've seen the demons, we've seen the terrace. So are we gonna get to see more of the heavenly elements brought into the show? I mean, as far as angels, we saw the flashback, I think in episode 3, when Ava was learning about the Warrior Nun. We saw an angel come down and give his halo to Ariella. I hope I'm saying that right. But other than that, and other than me thinking Ava's an angel, we haven't seen anything else. We know about the demons. We've seen plenty of demons so far. And I hope, if it happens, I don't expect it to happen this season. So maybe an expansion of the heavenly realm will come in season 2. I would absolutely love to see that. But so I'm thinking that maybe there could be a crossover or an intersection as far as the stories with Dr. Jillian and her son and the Ark and all that stuff could intersect with the power at the Vatican, and maybe our heroes trying to stop it or take it or something. So yeah, I think it's very interesting that so we learned that Dr. Jillian has been treating Michael with divinium because of his sickness, And I think the Divinium is allowing him to speak to angels. And of course, if he can speak to angels, I want to know which ones he's talking to. So I so hope we get to see more about the angels and the heavens. And God, I hope it's coming. Oh God, I hope it's coming. So yeah, I'm very much intrigued about what's up with Michael. Who is he talking to? Is he talking to multiple angels? Why would they be talking to him? I could get that the Divinium allows some sort of line of communication, but like, why would they speak back? Are they guardian angels? Is he talking to a guardian angel that is like helping him out? I'm so thrilled. I love coming up with like ideas and predictions and this kind of stuff, and the supernatural, fantastical stuff, fantasy stuff allows my brain to like go into overdrive thinking about, things that could happen. So I'm loving this episode. Love this episode. So and it gets me excited about what could happen and what things like might be coming up. So yeah, I just hope we get to see it. So yeah, so Michael and his ability to talk to angels could lead to us knowing about could lead to us knowing more about the angels that exist and what's going on in the heavens. And I just wonder if, so Michael reveals that Ava is the key to opening the door on the ground. And I think the door on the ground has something to do with the power at the Vatican that Duretti wants. So if Ava isn't able to power the ark that Dr. Jillian made, then maybe she's a key to the power at the Vatican. And I'm thinking, of course, Dr. Jillian is going to want to go through that door instead in order to get to the dimension without death and disease and be with Michael. So if there's this other door that Ava can access and use the power, I'm thinking, is there going to be some kind of three-way battle over this power? Like, there's Dr. Jillian who wants to like help Michael and go to paradise. Then there's Duretti who wants to use it for himself. And then there's like our girls and Father Vincent who maybe want to take it for themselves or stop the power, or maybe just prevent everyone else from using it. So I'm guessing that the season finale might have to do with whatever's going on at the Vatican. I wouldn't mind if the conflict kind of spills over into season 2, but I wonder if there's going to be a three-way fight over this power at the Vatican, and could Ava and our girls like team up with Dr. Jillian somehow to help Michael? I have no idea where this is going, but I'm just kind of throwing out ideas because that's what I like to do. There's so much like juicy goodness with these reveals that have happened in this episode, and going back earlier to what I said, like, I can't imagine all of this gets resolved this season. So I feel like something else might have to spill over into season 2, and I'm kind of rooting for like the stuff with Michael and like learning about angels and what's going on in heaven. I hope that is more in season 2, and we get to see more about angels. But there's so, like, this episode was so great. There's so much to, like, dig into and think about, and I learned a whole bunch about, like, the celestial hierarchy just on a whim, and I hope that they could bring this into the show. But, like, there's just so much good stuff happening right now, and it's juicy and intriguing and exciting, and I wish we got some of this a little earlier. But yeah, I feel like the pace is really picking up. I feel like the conflict is sort of more concrete and more clear. I feel like the divisions of like the goals that everyone has, and what the sides are very clear. So all of this is great. All of this I'm loving. I just hope we get answers, like, soon. And I hope I don't have to keep wondering about what's going on for much longer. So yeah, this is, like, all this stuff is great. So I also want to talk about the scene between Beatrice and Camilla when Beatrice was returning her weapons, I guess, at the armory. I love this moment between them because we haven't seen the friendship between, our main nuns. The only thing that I can remember was in episode 1, there was a flashback that Mary had, and it showed Shannon saying how she, like, loves her sisters. So that was a nice moment and sort of some insight into all of their relationships and the, like, dynamics of their relationship a little bit. But we haven't really gotten to see a lot of friendship moments between Beatrice, Mary, Camilla. We saw some, like, tension between Lilith, Beatrice, Camilla when they were on their mission to infiltrate Arctech, but that was, kind of negative. So we haven't seen a whole lot of positive interactions and really, like, seeing the bond between them. So I really liked the scene. I really liked how supportive they were of each other, and supportive even in the face of them breaking apart. So that was a really nice moment, and based on what happens at the end of this episode, I hope we get to see more of that. Like, there hasn't been a lot, so I hope we get to finally see some more. Like, what are the dynamics of their relationship? And now we're including Ava. So how does that all work together? What kind of relationships are going to come out of that? I know about, I think it's Avatrice ship, so I hope to see that at some point. No, I still don't actually know if that is a canon ship or if it's just Twitter talk. But I hope it's coming. I thought Mary and Shannon might have been an item, but Shannon's gone, so we're probably never going to see that. So it'd be nice to see something. So yeah, I am excited to see how the relationships are going to evolve and develop, and I hope to see more, like, friendship stuff. So now that Ava and our main nuns are seemingly breaking away from the OCS, I did wonder if Father Vincent, like, I think I said this in episode 3 or 4, that I thought maybe Father Vincent could lead a rebel group, or like some kind of shadow, insurgent group or something. So it looks like maybe we are going to get that. So that's cool. I also wonder, could Mother S be like a mole? It's of course, on the surface, it looks like she's going to be supportive of Cardinal Duretti, but at the very end, we see the Pope is dead, and it seems like maybe based on Mother S's talk with Mary, maybe she's not so supportive of Duretti. So I would love to see if she could be a mole and give our crew some inside information about what's happening with the OCS, at least with that chapter of the OCS. So, like, I'm very much excited to see like where their story is going with Ava, Father Vincent, and all of them. Like, what are they going to do now? It seems like because of the information in Shannon's book, maybe they're going to figure out what's going on at the Vatican. I don't, it could be anything. I kind of feel like they should be training Ava and fighting demons like that. I thought that's what the mission of the OCS was. So if Duretti is maybe not gonna do any of that, and he's gonna try to use, I don't know, the demons to his advantage, maybe the rebel group should be fighting demons. I don't know what they're gonna focus on. Very much looking forward to seeing like what actually are they gonna do. So yeah, I'm sort of leaning towards like, could it be both? Like, could they train Ava and fight demons and figure out what's going on at the Vatican? I don't know if any of that is possible. And I don't know if any of that can be done in 3 episodes, but maybe there's a time jump and like Ava's done with her training and now they're like ready to go and, I don't know, take down Duretti. Anything could happen. But yeah, it's very much very intriguing. A lot of like interesting storylines are happening all at once, and I'm very much looking forward to see how they all play out and how they all like where they all end up by the season finale. So yeah, a lot of great stuff happening, and just looking forward to it. And of course, got to talk about this A+ cliffhanger at the end of this episode. Lilith is back. Maybe? So okay, we see Lilith appear at the end of this episode, and I can't imagine that she is the same as the last time we saw her. So she's got to be different somehow, and I'm not sure that she's alive. I'm not certain that she's human. So the way she entered into the world looked very similar to how the Terrace shows up. So I'm wondering, could she have switched sides? Could she have made a deal with the devil and now she's working for the demons? And could she be a demon and now she's doing what the demons want? I'm glad she's back, I have to say, because if she was completely written out of the story, that would have been an awful, I feel like that would have been a really poor writing decision. So she's back in the story. Yeah, and I have a lot of questions about what's up with her. How is she back? Why is she back? Is she working for the demons? Is she a demon? I really don't think that she's still human after what she's been through. I just can't see her being fine, essentially. So she's got to be changed. And I think, I wouldn't be surprised if she's a demon now, or a Tarrasque. And I think because her, like, goal as a nun, as a human, was to obtain the halo. And I think it was said in, what episode was that? Episode 2, I think, that the demons they were looking for the halo and wanted the halo to, like, use the power for themselves. I think it was something like that. So it seems to me like their goals are aligned. Lilith wants the halo, the demons want the halo, perhaps a deal was struck. So, like, this feels absolutely absurd, but I don't feel like I'm too far off in thinking that maybe she still wants the halo and made a deal to, like, if I find this halo, I can be okay. Like, I had an idea that, okay, if you have seen The Legend of Korra, you might remember a character that wanted to become a dark avatar, like the same thing like Korra is, but just with, like, a dark spirit sort of bonded with them. So perhaps something similar might happen with Lilith. I think that would be awesome to see. If somehow Lilith can become a dark warrior nun or a demon warrior nun, I don't know. But again, I would be super psyched to see something like that. And I just wonder, like, that whole idea to me hinges on whether or not there are multiple halos on Earth. Are there multiple warrior nuns? It sounds like there are multiple OCS chapters, and I wonder if each chapter has a warrior nun and somebody that has a halo. Like, that whole idea doesn't, like, I don't think it would even be feasible unless there are multiple halo bearers. So I hope we get to see it. I would love that too. Like, the supernatural fantasy stuff I'm so into, and I hope we get to see more of. The only thing that makes me think it's not gonna happen is it's live television, like, I mean, not live, but like live action television. So there are monetary constraints, there are budgets that need to be kept, and, you know, having kind of CG special effects maybe is costly, and we can't do, you know, all that kind of stuff at once. So maybe we won't get to see a whole bunch of angels, or see heaven, or see, like, a battle between, like, warrior nun Ava and possibly demon warrior nun Lilith. Might be very expensive, I don't know. But, I mean, that's kind of really the only thing that makes me think it's not gonna happen. But yeah, I would love the idea of seeing Lilith as, like, a dark warrior nun, and, like, on Earth doing demon stuff on behalf of the demons, and maybe Mary, Beatrice, Camilla are, like, gonna have to fight her. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome, but I mean, I understand that maybe it's not even possible if there's only one halo. If there is only one halo, I have a lot of questions about how the OCS functions. but until I see it, I think I'm just gonna have to stick with the idea that there's just one. So I'll just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see. It's hard for me to imagine that there really is only one Halo, but for now I'll just try and keep that like at the back of my head that it's just one. Okay, so overall this was a great episode. I loved all of the plot progression that we got, all of the action and the reveals that have happened. Very interesting stuff happening. I mean, I said it in the last video for episode 6 that interesting things like have always been happening in the series. It's just the pacing for me was not where it needed to be for me to be excited about what was going on. But this episode, a lot happened. I was very happy to see all the things that are going on, and all of the like conflict seems to be solidifying about like where we might be going with the end of the season. I really enjoyed this episode, and I finally got what I wanted. Of course, it looks like Ava is finally joining the crew, and going to hopefully train to be a warrior nun and just like be involved in the OCS, and of course like just be with them. I felt all along that it was going to be inevitable that she would join the church and like be with the OCS. So we finally got there. Now I'm very much excited to see like how is this gonna progress, how is she gonna train. Also I forgot to mention, with Lilith, I wonder if she could pretend to be fine and be with the OCS again and be like, just pretend to be okay all the while she is like doing demon stuff. No idea if that could be possible, but I just wanted to throw that idea out there. Like, I can't imagine. I mean, they had a memorial service for her. I can't imagine that she would show up and everyone be like, oh, you're okay, we're so glad to see you. So maybe she was just gonna be upfront about demon stuff. Maybe, I mean, it would be interesting to see if she pretended to be human and pretended to survive her ordeal. She could spin it as being like she survived like because she's close to God. So I don't know if that's even a play that she would think about. But yeah, that's just another thing I wanted to mention before I wrap up. But yeah, hope to see where that goes. But yeah, overall, love this episode. Very much looking forward to see how all the storylines progress and seeing if they connect or intersect by the end of the season. Yeah, love this episode. So the episode title is Ephesians 4:22-24, and it reads, "Put off your old nature, which belongs to your former manner of life and is corrupt through deceitful lusts. And be renewed in the spirit of your minds, and put on the new nature, created after the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness." This interpretation is very straightforward to me. To me, this means Duretti ain't no good. Don't follow him, follow God. Yeah, that's it. So what I'm most excited for in the next episode is to see what's up with Lilith. Girl, like Like, the girls sort of came back from the dead, not in the same way that Ava did. But yeah, what's up with her? Is she human? Is she with the demons? Like, what's going on? And I hope I don't have to wait till episode 9 to get some information about what's up with her. I really hope it's coming next episode. Just like a morsel of information, a teeny bit of information, something, a crumb, something. So yeah, I guess we don't need to like learn it all next episode, but just a hint, a clue, something. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Let me know in the comments, were you shocked to see Lilith come back in this episode? And do you like Lilith? I feel like my feelings have been pretty clear. Not a fan of hers, especially if she has something to do with Shannon's death. But let me know. Were you shocked to see her? Were you happy that she's back? And if you like Lilith, please share it in the comments. I mean, we can disagree and be cool. It ain't hard. So yeah, let me know if you like her. Let me know why you like her. I'm interested to see. So yeah, I think that'll about do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid. I hope you enjoyed this video. Before you go, I want to let you know that you don't have to wait a week to hear my thoughts on the next episode. You can click the link in the description and get access to watch my next video right now. I'm sure future me has great thoughts about the next episode, probably insightful and very witty. So don't wait. Click the link below to watch it now. I'll see you there.